lastly, we're going to go to something that I told y'all about many years in advance, many times before, but y'all didn't listen to me because, you know, niggas just don't listen to me. But here we are. S&P Index 500 said that this is the worst company as of right now. Good old Netflix. What did I tell y'all? I told y'all. I said when Disney Plus came out with they shit and they showed you how to release content and how it was supposed to look and made it so sleek, beautiful, and nice, and all the Marvel and the MCU, they was gonna shit on them niggas. And what did they do? They shitted on them niggas. Not only is Netflix worst on the S&P 500 voted for this quarter, they lost 200,000 subscribers. They also cut one of their mediums and fired all types of black, Latino, trans, Asian, all types of reporters who they brought in and were supposed to pay and do journalistic stories and behind the scenes about different Netflix characters. All of them got fired. They losing money like crazy. We already know about them increasing the subscription every motherfucking time you turn around. They don't even have new content or content that shit anybody likes. And I said this many times before. The thing is, and this is why I love what I do, it is about the content. If the content is not good, nobody gives a fuck. I'm going to keep working. I'm going to keep doing my thing to make sure that the content is good enough to a point of where I can monetize it. But you have to understand that, like, if you find something that works, yeah, you gotta work it in that moment, and then you gonna have to flip it, switch it, and reverse it. You know what I'm saying? Because things change so much. We in the era of digital. Everything changes in the next 5 seconds, 5 minutes. We getting so much information that we don't even know what to do with it all half the time. We may get enough information in 3 months that some people had back in the 80s and 90s in a period of 5 or 6 years. I don't have the exact stat, but the amount of information that we digest and that we take in is astronomical. So it is important that whenever we do watch content and we take our time with things, that we value them. We give them authenticity. We feel like we're getting a story or we're getting something that we can believe in or that we have value in or that makes us laugh or whatever it may be, but our time spent with everything that's out there has to be valuable. And honestly, with Netflix, of course, everybody loved Netflix at first, and I thought the idea was great. But the thing about it is you can't sustain that because that sort of business model is built on having good content. And if you don't have good content, at the end of the day, you're going to lose your subscribers. And trying to constantly make content when you're not somebody like Disney or HBO, who you were built on content. You were built on creating content. Netflix wasn't built on creating content. How are you going to try to beat a Hollywood or a Disney or somebody who, you know, create, like, granted, they took time. I'm 33 years old, so I saw this, you know, when I was in my 20s or whatever it was. But I was like, yo, Netflix is changing the game. Like, I think back to when Lil Wayne was doing the mixtapes and doing MP3s and whatever it was. That changed the game. That built a subscription model for us now to listen to all different types of songs on our phones with whatever music it is. MP3s, you know, you change the file format. We now shoot stuff from our phone and it's freaking 2 gig. Like, it's crazy. I just love the way technology moves and I love the way things change. And the important thing about that is it's funny because the same way Netflix talks shit about Blockbuster, they have now become the new Blockbuster. And they are going to fall into oblivion just like the fucking Captain Marvel fell into the Blockbuster in the 90s when we was watching the motherfucking movie. It's a crazy thing, and the irony is ridiculous because Blockbuster and Netflix could have gotten together and figured this out. But, you know, it is what it is. They not done yet. Hopefully they can figure it out. But, man, I like to go with my gut. I just sad to see that those people who were there that were people of color that were fired and lost out on the you know, it's I can understand because it's like the digital bubble that you had in journalism because you are hiring people to do these video jobs and then once you realize that it costs too much and you weren't making a return on it, you had to fire all these people. It's the same thing. Content machines. Content machines do not work. Good content sells, period. So, with that, I'm going to holler at you. Hope I give you some good content today. I'll see you later.